Get ready for a week ahead of sudden breakthroughs, freedom, liberation, and expansive action as we move into a seize the day energy during the week of Monday, the 29th of January through to Sunday, the 5th of February. We're going to talk about how our Mars Uranus energy picks up a lot of intensity in the middle of the week. We're going to dive a little bit into how this Sunday, the 5th, a conjunction between Mercury and Pluto in the sign of Aquarius, not seen for, years and years, 250 years, is going to play out in your sky. There's a lot of action going on in the Aquarius part of your real estate right now. So you got some little bit of an intense week on Sunday as we see a new energy playing out. Now, today I want you to listen to your sun, your moon, and rising, but listen to your rising sign as most accurate for your story. Then your sun can be about career and purpose and father figures, the moon about your body, your safety, your home, and your mother and mother figures. And this is the astrology report, by the way, of the week ahead. If you're new to my channel, my name is Lori Lothian, and I use the Western Tropical Zodiac whole sign houses, and I love the fixed stars and minor asteroids. My whole goal here is to really help you navigate your life by using astrology as a tool to, in essence, time your best life. So if you like that kind of content that's predictive and it's all signs, that's all I put out here, up to 30 videos every month. So don't forget, hit the like button if you're already familiar, regular, subscribe, of course, if you haven't already. And then if you're new to my channel, give me a try. So guys, I'm recording this for my Patreon community before you get it. They often get this week ahead content way ahead of the curve. Today, they're getting it on Sunday, the 28th, because I'm a bit behind schedule. But, if you want to have early access ad-free, this is your chance to join my Patreon community. By the end of the month, especially, I've got some perks and surprises for you. If you want to know what that's all about, look in the description box below. And my 2024 All Signs video sale ends, and it's ending very soon. It's ending on February 1st. So if you catch this video before then, go ahead and jump in and get that super deal that's down to $59 instead of $77. Okay, so let's get started. Let's get started. So first of all, we finished a weekend behind us, right? If you listen to my if you subscribe to my Cosmic Moonshine newsletter, for example, or listen to last week's forecast, I probably mentioned that last week we had a Saturn sextile, a Saturn flow energy, all right, to Jupiter sextile. It's continuing for the first 2 weeks of February, but it never really perfects, meaning it does not become exact. And that energy means to me good, but not good, but not great. So last week you had some good, but not great results. This energy prevails all week, more good, not great, better than average. I mean, we're happy to have it, but without the perfection between the two of them, which they did do this perfection in the past, I believe last June 19th or so, that week, it is not as good as it could be. And I did predict that the criminal court case, the ICJ case that we're having would be good, but not great. So great would have been for a lot of people's minds. I'm just telling you about the astrology, not my personal beliefs. A ceasefire demanded by the United Nations. Well, there was a determination of what was needed. Instead, there was a call for immediate humanitarian aid and the cessation of genocidal activity. That's what the ICJ said. And so that is going to work your life this week too. You're going to have some really good results in certain areas of your life that are relevant to your Pisces and your Taurus axis, or two houses of your natal chart. But it's good, but not great. So everything's not as good as it could be in that regard, but it's still better than not having a loosey-goosey flow between Jupiter and Saturn. The highlight of the week to me is going to be Wednesday and Tuesday, Wednesday into Thursday, where Mars will come into a triangle flow called a trine to Uranus. We're going to dive into that as the main thing I'm going to delineate for your sign. But before we do that, let's go break it down bit by bit so you can see what happens this week ahead. First, I'll describe it, then I'll show it, and then we'll do your sign. Number one, in the beginning of the week, Monday and by the way, we also came off of the weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, with a conjunction between Mercury and Mars. And that may have played out in your life as a really good determination and passion and drive and to get things done, to work on projects you really need to finish or something like that. But it also has another element, which is conflictual and harsh words. And so some of you may have experienced the weekend before this Monday's video, some kind of intensity of dialogue or hard conversations, battling words going on in your world. Hopefully not too bad, because at the same time we had a little mini grand trine of beautiful flow between Venus and Saturn and Jupiter and Saturn, and this little triangle of goodness that kind of almost outweighed the gnarly stuff on the weekend behind us, right? So keep that in mind. But as we move into Monday, the very first thing that we really are confronted with, and I say confronted gently because I think I like this energy, is this Mercury as he moves through the tail end of Capricorn, trining Neptune, who's in the tail end or the late degrees of Pisces. Now, this can definitely look like something to do. Well, let me delineate that in a little bit of a different way here. Hang on. I was going to say, hopefully I said Uranus, by the way. So Mercury in Capricorn trining Uranus, co-present with Jupiter in the sign of Taurus. I think I just did a mental hiccup, so I apologize for that. But I want to describe it as surprises, but they're positive. So Monday and Tuesday, there's a developments going on in your world where it could be a phone call, an email, a text message. It may surprise you, it may delight you, it's unexpected, or there may be some breakthrough energies like eureka's, ahas, because Mercury can rule the ideas that we have, and boom, you're having a sudden breakthrough, a sudden eureka, a sudden idea. And anything you're doing on those days, it's important. Like I'm doing a podcast with an Australian podcaster recording on Monday, we'll bake in this excitement of this Uranus trine Mercury. So whatever you're doing on Monday and Tuesday, expect the unexpected through news and information and ideas, and almost that little light bulb on the top of your head. Now, the light bulb on your head, the aha, is coming off the Capricorn part of your sky. That's where it's good to understand the meaning of your whole sign house natal chart and the meanings of those houses. I'm not going to dive too much into that for the world because it's really fast moving, or for you, but there can be some information and surprises in the news cycle Monday and Tuesday for the collective to do with currencies, cryptocurrencies, banking systems, and it feels relatively surprising and maybe somewhat positive. With Uranus in the mix, so of course it's expect the unexpected, so one cannot always get the prediction right. It could be many different things. Capricorn in the United States Sibley chart is a part of a money house, the second house, for example. Uranus is near Joe Biden's moon. Maybe there'll be a sudden unexpected news about what's going on with Joe Biden and the election campaign. These are various factors that may be playing out. On the same energy time frame, like kind of in the background, just behind it, is still that ongoing flow between Venus to Jupiter, sextiling Saturn, called a mini grand trine. But it's on the wane, it's on the way out, but it's still occupying our backdrop of our attention. And it's extremely positive, and it's not loosey-goosey. It's in connection. So when Venus is moving through the sign of Capricorn, she's refined and she's perseverant and she's disciplined with money and business and love stories. And she's flowing then in this kind of persistent, positive way into Monday, still flowing to Jupiter and to Tuesday in the second house, which is Taurus, which can be very good for your finances Monday and Tuesday, or for stabilizing maybe love stories, right? Just as a general theme. And then the sextile she has to Saturn is more about stability and love, stability in money, stories, winding off the weekend into the first couple of days of this week ahead. Then on Tuesday and Wednesday, Mars is now visible. He became visible around the 27th of January, according to astronomers. And I did a whole video on the Mars heliacal rise and how it impacts you for the next 2 years. Go check it out. It's a life reset not seen since 1977. But Mars is now a visible planet, rising really close to Mercury, just so you know, in the sky in the early morning hours. And this visible Mars honestly depends on your latitude, but it makes him more powerful because he's no longer invisible, because he was invisible, October, November, December. Now he's peeking out from behind the sun. So this Mars, slightly visible, is going to trine Uranus, and that is seize the day, carpe diem, sudden breakthroughs. And I really think it's positive because this Mars is now in a sign of his exaltation and visible. Uranus can be rebellion. Mars in Capricorn is protesting. I remember when we had the truckers convoy called the Freedom Convoy, when Mars was in Capricorn 2 years ago, in December of 2021 and into January of 22. And that was a time when we saw this worldwide trucker convoy movement to protest vaccine policies happen, sparked by a Canadian protest. And as Mars has become visible and rising, on the 27th, we had a new ruling in Canada that the Canadian government's policies against the movement and the citizens who supported the movement was non-constitutional. It was indeed tyrannical. There was the taking away of individual citizens' bank accounts, freezing their bank accounts, freezing their insurance accounts, freezing everything on them, just for even donating to the convoy. On top of that, People were imprisoned without trial and still are, who were involved in the convoy, and it was hyped up as an insurrection, right, kind of thing, and it was none of that. But nonetheless, the Emergencies Act our government used was unconstitutional according to a new legal finding. Therefore, this is now in appeal. Mars rising is bringing truth and justice to the story. So in the world, I know there's now a new truckers convoy, freedom of some kind happening in one of the European nations, I think to do with farmers and farming. You're going to see more of this energy peaking out around rebellion, protests, a need for freedom, courage as well with that Mars. Now, I got my little handy book for this Mars energy. We'll see like Tuesday, Wednesday, energy of looking like worldwide protests picking up for some reason. Okay. And it's a positive energy because it's a trine. So according to Renn Butler in his amazing book, The Archetypal Universe, a must-find, must-use a resource for every astrologer, he talks about urges toward freedom, independence, a craving for thrills and excitement, rushes of energy, yang enthusiasm, and sudden breakthroughs. And it's mostly positive because it's swashbuckling, as he would say, energy. I also love that he says this. He says that this is a definite energy around experiments successful after determined effort, mechanical skills, and impulses to fly or to rise above. How cool is that? Where do we want to rise above situations? Where can we seize the day? And where in your life, Tuesday, Wednesday, maybe into Thursday, are you going to feel this breakthrough and this sudden eruption of energy that can be about freedom and liberation? So if there's something holding you back in life, this is the beginning maybe of a feeling of something breaking through. This extra powerful for me, in my humble opinion, is the reason I love this is Mars is just rising to his visibility. He's just coming off the heliacal rise. And so he's very fresh and new. He has vim and vigor. He's a newborn, fresh and innocent Mars. Oh, Mars is still the god of war. I know that. And I know that in Capricorn, where he's exalted, he tries to please Saturn. Saturn, who is the lord of that house that he's visiting. Because he is Venus co-present, she's trying to keep the peace or start the peace or make the peace. And as Mars is rising in Capricorn, we saw or have seen more efforts by other governments like Qatar to get involved in trying to broker negotiations for hostages to be returned in the Gaza war or the Gaza operation or whatever you want to call it. So we're seeing impressions of peace or brokering for deals of peace. Mercury, Mars, and Venus are all in Capricorn this week until the very end of the week on Sunday when Mercury gets into Aquarius and tangos with Pluto. That's a big deal. Now, I also would mention this, when we see Mars rising to visibility and then trining Uranus, it's so important to understand how rare this is. You've got to go back to 1977 January to see Mars rising to visibility for the first time after being invisible behind the sun in Capricorn. And this time around, not only does he trine or Uranus, in the second house. And Uranus has not been here since the late 1930s, early 40s. But you also see Jupiter co-present, Jupiter bringing beneficence and luck. So something good in your life is really trying to happen in a very unique and somewhat rare way in the Capricorn part of your sky and in the Taurus part of your whole sign house sky. You'll notice I say the word whole sign houses a lot here. I'm a convert after using Placidus to no effect for years in understanding my own natal sky. It's the ancient house system. It is traditional. It works. Why don't you try casting your chart in whole sign houses using the link in my description box to my free tutorial? See if it doesn't change your whole perspective on your life. But in YouTube land, we're all delineating as if we're assuming you're using a whole sign house system in order to make general bell curve predictions for you in general, rather than your chart uniquely. So keep that in mind. If you're trying to understand what I tell you today and you're looking at your Placidus chart and it doesn't match up because you're using intercepted houses and you're born in a high or low latitude, that's going to confuse you. Okay, so continuing on with the story. As we move through the week, on Thursday and Friday, we see Mercury now sextiling Neptune. What a dreamy glow up that can be. Mercury, the god of marketing and mercantile and messages, flowing to Neptune and Pisces. Now, Pisces is a place as Saturn's been since last year, trying to make dreams real in our lives, but also bringing water hardship. Right, water hardship. We saw that all since March of last year, and we'll continue to see hardship in water regarding water all the way through until 2026 February. It's also to do with boundaries and borders connected to refugees and displaced peoples and the underprivileged and the underserved. These are Piscean peoples. And also, of course, things to do with fisheries, things to do with oceans, and things to do with water. Hardship at water can be water wars, right? Marine warfare, which we're seeing with the Houthis. And so as Saturn is moving through here, and we've seen it with the Titanic submersible that exploded, we've seen it with flooding, we've seen it with capsizing refugee boats last year. We're seeing a lot of Saturn water hardship stories. Fukushima reactor dumping the waste purposely into the ocean in Japan. People were appalled because it was cleaned up, but yeah, right. So water hardship, water hardship, water hardship. Expect a major tsunami or flood, I'm sure of it, in 2024. Not to be cheerful, but the good news here is that when Mars is rising in Capricorn, he's talking to in a sextile to Lord Saturn, who basically owns his story because he's in Saturn's house. So I think Mars rising is going to try to mitigate some of the things that are going on regarding the water hardship stories. And Mercury then, now talking about the Mars Saturn, Mercury then gets into the mix, the messenger, the news guy, the deal maker, and he sextiles Neptune in the sign of water, where Saturn sits in Pisces. Negotiations, deals, compromises, conversations regarding the things that are hard in water, like the Houthi situation, like anything in the world is difficult with water. Mercury Neptune can be dreamy, imaginative, and it can allow you maybe Thursday and Friday to set something in motion by paying attention to your nocturnal dreams, the messages they give you, getting down with some dream journaling, maybe creating a reverie or artistic project that is to do with writing or communicating. So this is a nice, for artists and stuff, a nice energy on Thursday and Friday. And finally, it can be news in the cycle, a news cycle to do with Neptune and Pisces. And that can be about pharmaceuticals, drugs, potentially, and this guy could also involve something to do with maybe anything to do with other Neptune factors, such as well, we're going to go with the pharmaceutical industry is very Neptunian. So a new announcement of a pharmaceutical advance or breakthrough or, to connect to the word Neptune for the drug industry. And then finally, Saturday's kind of just waning off the Mercury Neptune. And then on Sunday, we see Mercury conjunct Pluto in 0 degrees of Aquarius. I have to do a whole video on this. Okay. I really do. It's so important. It's such a powerful energy. It's the first time we've seen it in 250 years. And there's going to be a series of planets, both Venus and then Mars, Mars and then Venus coming into a conjunction with Pluto in February. This is a sea change for the collective. These things are happening for the first time in over 250 years. So it's exciting, but it's also fresh and new. So on Sunday, this Mercury-Pluto conjunction is something I'm not going to delineate here. I'm going to stick with the breakthrough story because I'm going to do a video on Mercury moving into Capricorn, and that will be the top story of that video. So if you don't haven't subscribed or hit the notification bell, you might want to do that because I'll be talking a lot about what I call the Pluto party in Aquarius. It's happening in February at a station near you, especially between about the 13th to the 19th of February when we have 5 bodies in Aquarius, because we're including the sun at that point. And like, holy moly, it's going to be a really heavy weight in your Aquarius part of your sky around the 13th and the 19th of February. I can't wait to do a whole video on that. All right, so next we're going to talk about the sky from my vantage point of showing you the sky. Then we're going to go the all signs route. If you're one of my regulars, thanks for being here. And I'm losing the light, as you might be able to tell. I'm recording in Vancouver, Canada on the 28th of January. Yeah, I said that. So to all of my regulars, I'm going to shout you guys out. And some of my newer regulars like, Monk of the West, thank you for being there. Electric Cake, that's cool. Diana Boss, Cosmo Astrology, Lauren Delaney, Jelly Bean, all the super regulars like Ellie Taylor, Linda Calder, Melissa Carey, Serge LaBelle, Discerning Light, Crystalline Alchemist, Purple Table Tarot, and Psychic Readings with Rose. And you guys are so amazing. Bold and Beautiful Tarot. I have a lot of tarot people. Vancouver Vixen, Mad Hippies Life, Priestess, Fran Oshner, Strictly Gaming. I haven't seen you in a while. Up at 11 with Kina. Thanks for being a part of the crew that comes to every one of my live premieres. If you're wondering what I'm talking about because you're new to my channel, basically when I put my content out, I'm trying to create more community vibe. And one of the ways I've been doing it is to talk with you in the live chat box and take your questions as I air this content. But the other thing I might be doing in the next month or two is opening up a join button for my channel, where for like something very small, $5, we'll have special things that are available either only to you or to you before the public. And so if you're interested in just signing up for that, and it might be something fun for me to try just to get more, connection with you outside of the broadcast format. I'm a teaching astrologer, just so you know. I'd like to teach you how to fish rather than give you a fish. So you'll find me trying to explain what the sky's doing rather than just tell you stories without explaining it. My Sky Reader course will probably be opening up in the month of April. If you want to learn to time your best life, be your own astrologer and time your best life, there is a waitlist link in my description box for your early bird access. And I cap the number of students I take so I can pay attention to your questions and stuff. And I think this will be the 5th time teaching it. It's usually a couple of times a year. All right, January, here we go. This is the 29th. I've queued it to the Aries 0 point. So Aries is over here, as you can see. I will do a little annotation for all of us. So let me just move it forward just a smidgen, okay? So I can get that Wednesday activity into the story. As I show it to you now, I'm just delineating, and then we're going to move into your sign. Okay, let's make a annotation happen. The thing that I'm really focused on, as I mentioned, is the breakthrough energy, the seize the day breakthrough energy of Mars trining Uranus from his visible heliacal rise. All right, this is important, and it's going to be happening basically Tuesday, Wednesday. You're probably feeling it Thursday indeed as well. I've already got it queued to Wednesday. And so here you see Mars here, right, sitting at 20 degrees of Capricorn. And he's in a flow to Uranus at 19 degrees. So if I go back just a day, he would have been at 19 degrees. And the day before that, he would have been at roughly, he's moving quickly, 18 degrees. So this energy of the surprise is most exact on Tuesday. But I find that it could be bracketed, so Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. The thing with Mars is that some people have noted, and I'm seeing a little bit of evidence of this, that Mars really delivers his punch, not as he approaches the conjunction or any kind of aspect, or in this case, a trine, but as he's leave taking from it. Is that true? It seems to be a pattern I'm noticing. I can't remember where I first heard it. It may have been something Austin Kopek said on the Astrology podcast a year or two ago. And then I started to watch if that was true. So let's go Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, but in particular Tuesday and then Wednesday, it's in the waning phase. You see the Mars is in a conversation here. Right, which is flowing, called a trine, the nature of Jupiter. Trines are the nature of the planet Jupiter, bring expansion, growth, luck, and opportunity, goodness, bounty, and wealth. All right. That's the point of the story for the week ahead. But the other stories that I briefly mentioned, of course, Venus has been in a flow to Saturn, and Jupiter is waning as we leave Monday, Tuesday, and also to this mini grand trine that's finishing its work from the weekend. And as well, we can also point out that Mercury will sextile Neptune, Mercury at 24 degrees of Capricorn, coming into a flow to Neptune at 25 degrees of Pisces. So this will be really much more exact as we move into Thursday and Friday. And this is that little sweet spot of dreamy intention, but maybe some good news around difficulties and hardships to do with the word water. Possibly, and many other ways it could play out, certainly, but a few ideas, including news about a medical or pharmaceutical advancement of some sort that's relatively positive. Yeah. And then of course later on we will have that conjunction between Mercury here and Pluto as he moves to Pluto, woohoo, and starts the Pluto party. There's the sun there. That Pluto party is going to be intense, mostly the 13th, the 19th of February, when we have a party of 5 planets waiting this part of the sky. You can call it a council of planets. You can call it a stellium. It's going to be an incredibly important time because we haven't had a stellium in Aquarius with Pluto for 250 years. So it's very unique energy. Okay, so let's go ahead and do the all signs. I'm going to stop the share just so I can adjust the screen, and then we're going to do your sign. Let's get rolling. And when I say adjust the screen, I'm just changing the sign, the system to, I'm changing it from pinned Aries 0 to whole sign houses. Some of you asked me what software I'm using. It's Astro Gold for a Mac. Maybe I should get an affiliate link since people ask me. And it's quite a good software, although it does have its glitches. And if you're a non-Mac user, of course, SolarFire is also quite amazing. A little bit more complex to learn, I believe, from my colleagues and friends who have used it. All right, so just keep that in mind. And anything else I want to share with you? I think that's everything. Okay, So let's go into the week ahead. I'm going to bring you guys back over to the sky, and we're going to start, as we always do, with good old Aries. Zodiacal order rules today. We can't get away from it. And let's move into the story. I definitely need to upgrade my camera. I know I'm blurry. I'm blurry because I have low light conditions. I'm going to, I think, get a MacBook Pro. Anyone have advice for me? I just don't feel like putting a whole camera tripod above my Mac and then taking the chip and moving into my computer. Just seems like a lot of work because I often travel and I'm doing recordings on the go. So I thought maybe the camera in a MacBook Pro would be a little bit better. So if anyone out there is advising me about that, I'd love to hear your thoughts. You don't come to look at me, you come to listen to me, I hope, looking at me separate, but I realize I do have some low lighting sometimes and the video looks grainy. All right. Anyway, makes me look better anyway. It hides my wrinkles, but okay. We're gonna move back to the right sign. Oh, by the way, guys, I just hit 50,000 subscribers this last week. Thank you for helping me grow. My goal is going to be 100,000 by the end of the year. That's not on my trajectory. At this rate, I probably would get to maybe 75 to 80, but I wanted to imagine that I could get to 100,000 by the end of 2024. So hopefully you can help me get there by being a part of my team of followers and helpers and amazing people who learn astrology and are curious about the world. All righty, here we have it. So, if you are an Aries and this week is coming upon you, which it will unless you're not on the planet, the first thing I would notice for you here or point out, I mean, because we're talking about the breakthrough energy, Mars is your Lord. If you're a Scorpio rising or an Aries rising or Sun and Moon, you have a very special relationship with Mars, the planetary body that rules you. And when Mars rises to his visibility in your 10th house, please watch my Mars All Signs video for this. It's going to change your career and it's going to help you achieve more and be more successful in the next 2 years in a kick-ass way over your career goals and ambitions. You'll do much better and you'll do well financially as well. Much better. But also Mercury trining Uranus on the, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday vibe. Holy moly, what is going to happen is something is going to break through for you. You are having a breakthrough. What is the breakthrough? Don't know. It's Uranus. It could be unexpected, but it's an earnings breakthrough of some kind, a money-making breakthrough because of Uranus in the house of earnings and possessions and Jupiter making you ever more bounteous there. And boom. Now, if this is your sun, it could be about a breakthrough in your career and earnings, your moon, your home and your money stories or something. But your rising sign is exactly what I said. It's a career and financial breakthrough energy. I don't know. You can get a new job, apply for a new job, bust out of a dead-end job so you get something new. But it's positive because it's a trine. It's got that seize the day, sudden breakthrough, rushes of energy, enthusiasm. It's got a bit of a rebel yell. I might call this a rebel yell breakthrough. I might call this rebel yell breakthrough week ahead. Rebel yell. I like that because that's the vibe of that Mars Uranus. Because, Uranus is about rebellion. It is about freedom. And Mars is participating from his exaltation, right? So there's a rebel yell breakthrough in your financial or career space, most likely coming up this week. Feels very positive, feels hopeful and expansive. And Venus at the 10th house is making you ever more appealing and popular, ever more able to get a raise, promotion, ask for the favor, align your goals with a greater sense of enjoyment and satisfaction, and passion and purpose, drive and ambition and determination. These energies are pouring through the sky for you in the week ahead. The energy of that sextile on Thursday, Friday between Mercury and Neptune, I would give you a kind of a sense here that if you are at all involved in any kind of media platform that uses videography like Reels, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, this can be a positive little bump in something you're doing using Neptune 12th house revenues, like I do, international revenues generated with borderless income, and Mercury, the god of marketing, selling, communicating, and speaking. So also really good for you to maybe organize a getaway to a foreign country, but it's connected to your career, and that little opportunity is very short, but it could be Thursday and Friday. All right, let's take a little sip of water. I won't slurp, I promise. Taurus, sun, moon, and rising. So in the sky, what happens this week is in the beginning of the week, There's a little Monday, Tuesday surprise. I didn't cover this for everyone. Suddenly I'm just telling you about it because you have Uranus in the house of you, right? And then what we have on kind of Monday, Tuesday is Mercury trining Uranus. So some unexpected news or developments that feel very positive coming through to do with courts, legal matters, trips and travel opportunities to foreign destinations, maybe something to do with book publishing industry or something to do with the academic world. Surprise, and very delightful it is at that on Monday and Tuesday. Then the big news is that breakthrough coming through on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, visible Mars trining Uranus. Visible Mars is in your ninth house, and it's the education, travel, trips house that I just delineated, book publishing, publications, spiritual faith, and it's a flow to Uranus. The surprise element, the freedom, the busting free, you're expanding your boundaries, you're becoming more independent, freedom-oriented, individualistic, rule breaking if you need to. That's a story that you've been dealing with for quite a few years now, since 2018, I believe. And this energy of, I'm free to be me any old time is opening up a nice little corridor with Mars. So look for some kind of breakthrough, seize the day energy in the ninth house matters of the academic world and travel to foreign places, maybe visas, and also maybe anything to do with your spiritual faith and beliefs. You could have a real rousing energy here of like really getting down with some kind of faith or some kind of spiritual breakthrough as well. We see the ninth house is the house of God. It's a very spiritual energy up there, the metacosmos house. Then we see a little bit of a sweet spot here between Mercury and Neptune in a sextile together Thursday, Friday. Again, man, it's all the house of your ninth house stuff, right? I don't have to repeat it. All the meanings I just gave you. But that Mercury might bring you a little sweet spot here, an opportunity to travel with a friend to a foreign place. It's got water, a greater career gain being realized in a stable way through things you're doing in your career or your career, your academic settings or your travel settings, or maybe in relationship to the word of book publishing. Any of you trying to publication something, this could give you a nice little boost for sure, coming through the publications energy of this part of your sky. The gains from your career matching the good news coming from the agent, the publisher, those kinds of things. Now, this girl is going to do something you'll never see her do. She's out in the window. After being cold for days, I'm now warm. So just give me a sec. You can just say, welcome to menopause. Okay. So back to the story. I'm either hot or I'm cold. So this is Gemini, sun, moon, and rising sign people. Okay, so bottom line, I do want to say a little bit of a nice surprise coming through, maybe from Mercury to you. Everything I'm going to say to you for this week ahead, okay, let's make it simple, is eighth house matters. So let me just delineate the eighth house one time. This is stuff that makes money that you don't earn directly. It's not your salary paycheck job. It's maybe an inheritance, a gift from somebody else, a tax rebate, insurance payout, money from a business partner or collectively shared with a spouse. So this inheritance, this unearned money house for any of you people, and taxes in general as well. Any of you Gemini, sun, moon, and rising is on display in the week ahead with a lot of action. Mercury in Capricorn is a surprise, this positive Monday and Tuesday about eighth house matters to do with things that are also connected to 12th house matters. This could be secret conversations and backroom deals and negotiations around long-term money. It could be a stock investment popping, especially if it's in a country or from a country that's not your own. This can be some good news or exciting and sudden news coming through a foreigner or foreign country to with money and money stories. It could also maybe be some kind of secret being revealed. It surprises you. Mercury is a god of news and a house of eighth house of secrets, but it could be about a 12th house thing. Again, one of the 12th house matters is money you generate from foreign shores and borderless income. And it's eighth house is a money house too. In another way, it's chunky money. So a chunky money surprise coming through in your sky Monday and Tuesday. Or a secret revealed that brings you some positive news that you're really excited about. It has to do with bounty and prosperity. On Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, visible Mars is now in a flow from that chunky money eighth house to, drum roll please, Uranus. Similar story, but it's breakthrough. It's sudden. It's kind of unexpected. It's carpe diem. It seize the day. Go for it. Just do it. What is it you're supposed to just do? Stock market investments are the eighth house. This would be maybe indicative of an opportunity to invest in something and just going for it, or maybe an opportunity to take money off the table. Mars cuts, ends, and severs some kind of financial situation where you want to take away your like quit while you're ahead, right? It's a quit while you're ahead vibe in order to capitalize on Venus, some prosperity here. Ultimately, though, I don't want to be, money from somebody who is in a hospital coming toward you could happen. Mars cuts, ends, and severs, and news and information that great Uncle Joe has just passed in the hospital and has bequeathed you his, dog. But something could be going on here as well. Then, as we move forward in the sky, we see a lovely little spot of Mercury flowing in a nice way, good old happy Mercury in your eighth house of chunky money to Neptune in your career house. If you're in a career in which you have Neptune features in your career, storytelling, photography, filmography, music, the film industry, video, scripts, storytelling, then this is a nice little financial opportunity, pop, news, development, Thursday and Friday through something that could be very visible. Neptune stories in your 10th house. Anybody who is like me, who's using social media platforms with videography features to it, that could be a nice little increase in your financial outcome through some opportunity that's coming through your 10th house of career and reputation. And sometimes with Mercury, it's a backroom deal energy, like someone's communicating with you in secret about some plot for world domination, and you realize it's going to be a golden one. So it's kind of financial opportunities, but maybe also being messaged or planned or ideated or something Thursday and Friday. Cancer, sun, moon, and rising sign. The sky opens up this week for you with a lot of action in your 7th house. It's mostly about your significant marriage partner, business partner, legal contracts and vows, audience and marketplace, customers and clients, all those 7th house stories. I've delineated those meanings once. I will probably not say them all again. I'll be a broken record. The beginning of the week, Mercury trines Uranus. This is going to open up a really lovely opportunity for some unexpected surprise news coming from maybe your client, your business partner, or your main love partner. It may be their information, their news, and it's exciting, but it benefits this part of your sky. The great karmic rewards of the house of good spirit. Possibly there's an unexpected opportunity connected to an elder sibling. There's also maybe an unexpected news or information coming through the sky. Monday, Tuesday, maybe about a kind of some kind of opportunity with a group of friends or connected to a large group of friends that's going to also come through the house of your client's audience and marketplace. Okay. Just a sec. But it's a happy surprise. On Tuesday and Wednesday, visible Mars rising now, trines Uranus from your 7th house. Don't forget, my Mars rising video explained the meaning of this for the next 2 years in your life, okay? So go get it. Go watch it on my channel. But this Mars rising energy is going to flow, okay? Flow to Uranus. And this is a story that we keep seeing, right? Mercury, Uranus, now Mars, Uranus is interconnected this week. Mars might say something very simple. He might be saying on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, there are some decisions or actions your significant other in business or love are taking that is going to positively surprise you when it comes to some of the long-range dreams and plans and goals you have for your life that supports you in your career success. It's possible that somebody in the career space, an audience, marketplace, client, member type thingy, or someone you serve, is going to also be involved. Now, Mars is normally ending, cutting, and severing, but he's rising, exalted, flowing to Uranus. There is a definite breakthrough going on here, but also a surprise. You might find with Venus co-present in your 7th house, she might be saying something like, don't worry, it's all good. An unexpected separation from somebody important to you can bring you great benefits, even though you may not expect it, for example. Mars rules the house of your children. There's always a possibility there's an unexpected development with one of your children, but you consider it a freedom breakthrough and a happy surprise. And then as Mercury sextiles Neptune on Thursday and Friday, this is a nice little bit of, potential positive news to do with 9th house matters. I think that Mercury Neptune could reveal to you some glimmer of spiritual idealism, some bit of faith, or your partner a bit of faith. But if you had any desire to maybe journey to a place that's got water and dreamy beaches, your main partner or your sibling, especially older, could be proposing just such a trip, coming through the sky, or even offering to go on it with you during this week, or proposing, or Mercury would be more like to propose the idea of a foreign destination trip. And that looks like a sweet spot Thursday and Friday. And this energy feels very much if a trip opportunity does come, and there's an 8 out of 10 chance you could have a trip opportunity arise. It may involve the word foreign lands, but it also could be domestic. Leo, sun, moon, and rising sign. The sky this week is opening up in the Monday, Tuesday time with a sextile a trine that's very lovely from Mercury here to Uranus in your 10th house of career, work and career, work and career, work and career. Okay, job and career. The day job, the work you do, the work routines you do, the place you're of service to the world. This whole sixth house is active all week long. Okay, so let's delineate sixth house again. Pets that are domestic, animals, debts that are owed to you or that you need to pay, debts real and karmic, things to do with tenancies and rental agreements, things in the sixth house to do sometimes with dating, something I often don't talk about because it precedes the seventh house of commitment. Sixth house also can be things to do with your health and your work and health routines. So from this place, the beginning of this week, Monday, Tuesday, Mercury will flow in a lucky trine to Uranus. Maybe we'll call this lucky rebel yell breakthroughs to Uranus. And there's some kind of news or information that's unexpected. It involves work and career developments with Jupiter up here, success and achievement. Then as you move forward to Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, this Mars is visible and rising and flows in a trine up here to Uranus. What is this breakthrough, freedom, liberation, seize the day energy regarding health and work, and also things to do with your visible work and reputation? For a lot of you, this is really not so much about health, but if you need to break away from a debilitating health challenge, Mars with Venus and Mercury is giving you all the tools to do that this week. And at the same time, in a freedom and breakthrough way. You could have a deep aha or deep seize the day breakthrough in which you realize, oh my God, I've got this. I can quit this thing that is holding me back, especially if you have a debilitating habit or pattern or substance abuse or something that connects to what you do in secret in your fourth house of home, especially with Mercury here in the house of things you ingest. So a lot of you Leos are looking at kind of busting free of something that may be debilitating your reality in a way that you no longer desire. And that's Thursday and Friday, but it's really good for a new job breakthrough or a new job opportunity, or someone quitting the job space and you get a raise or promotion, or you quitting the job space and only finding yourself getting something better right away. All that can look really good for Leos. Okay, that's wonderful. That's Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then on the week of Thursday, Friday, maybe a bit into Saturday. We see Mercury sextiling Neptune, this flow between your house of health and work and Neptune in the 8th house. Well, it can definitely be a breakthrough of some confusion you've had about a pending or a persistent health matter. It can also be your ability to negotiate a financial contract or deal regarding a new career opportunity, like the benefits packages or, insurance packages, or things to do with a sign-on bonus or severance packages. And you're getting a sweet deal here Thursday and Friday in a negotiating quality. Virgo, sun, moon, and rising sign. I like this. This is a very busy week in your 5th house of romantic love. Okay. It's also your children. It's also sexuality and fertility, especially for conception. Be careful about that. Venus traveling here can help you conceive. Mars would be like, let's get rid of the child. You know what I mean? A little conflicting energies there. Listen to my Mars rising video for how this 5th house is active for you in the next 2 years. I'll try to remember to put that in my description box for you, but it's in just go to my channel. It's very visible in the videos I release. So the beginning of the week, Virgo, you got the Mercury trine Uranus, a little sweet spot of some unexpected good news, most likely. If your children are, You might have adult children delivering some unexpected good news. With Jupiter in the house of grandchildren, some Virgos are looking at, oh, guess what, mom or dad, I'm pregnant. So your child may be delivering, or your child's partner may be, and delivery of news of grandparenthood coming is a possibility for Monday and Tuesday, Wednesday maybe for some of you. And other good news can be, you might be happy you're pregnant and you're so excited, like the stick shows yes, but also this is a business entrepreneurial creative house, and this is the house of book publishing. So good book publishing contract news, international travel opportunities for pleasure, leisure, and romance popping up for you Monday, Tuesday, or news thereof. And maybe some opportunities to win in a legal matter that benefits your finances in a lucky way. These are all things that Monday and Tuesday can bring forth, like a judge ruling unexpectedly in your favor and activating the house of good fortune for you. And then as we go forward to Tuesday, Wednesday, now Mars is rising to his visible self. Probably feel it through Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. He's visible and he's flowing to Uranus. It's from your fifth house. If you're an artist or an entrepreneur, your own business, independently employed, or you're an artist, this is a very positive energy for some breakthrough, seize the day, liberation energy. For you artists who are Virgos, it obviously can open up corridors of success internationally up here, but also if you are an entrepreneur, the same story upholds. If you're somebody who has this Mars rising and trines Uranus up here, I do wonder if there's something going on here with one of your children, like they got accepted at their favorite school, they get to travel internationally. Could influence that story. Or one of your grandchildren has incredible breakthrough news coming through, if you have those grandchildren, Thursday, Friday. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, I should say. Romantically, this can be a golden opportunity to bust out and take a foreign journey with your significant romantic partner. You've been dealing with difficult, melancholic, cold, or distant romantic partner in a committed love story now since last year. There's been stress on your relationship with Saturn here if you're already in one relationship. So this feels lovely on Tuesday and Wednesday and Thursday for a romantic breakthrough, for a deeper connection to the one you're with, and a sense of rejoining, reigniting the joy and the spark of joy and fun and play and pleasure, especially if it involves travel internationally for many Virgo rising, sun and moon people, especially you rising sign people. Okay. All right. And don't forget, next week we're going to talk, catch my Mercury video, because you're going to have a Pluto Mercury conjunction in your Aquarius house. And I want to know, what that's going to look like, because I think a lot of you are going to have a major shift in your work as a result of that. Okay, moving forward. Hey, Libra. Sun, moon, and rising sign. The week begins with, first of all, the whole week is all about your fourth house of home, property, land, and real estate. And I want to just warn you here, or hopefully give you some good news. With Mercury and Venus here, first of all, Mars is rising here. You're going to buy or sell or change your home, or move from home, or expat from home, or be exiled from home, or travel a lot from home, or move to another country. All of this is very possible in the next 2 years. Please listen to my Mars rising video for Libra rising especially. But basically, this week is a whole bunch of action in your property, home, real estate, childhood, house of the mother, energies to do with your ancestral line, energies to do with things you're doing in and from your home. Now, what we've got going on is Mercury trine Uranus, an unexpected opportunity or happy surprise, news-wise, to sell or buy real estate, basically. And maybe even to rent a property. All of those, buy, sell, rent, unexpected news, surprise, Monday and Tuesday. And it's good on your money. It looks good on unexpected opportunity to refinance a mortgage, unexpected opportunity to take out a home equity loan, and pay off a credit card through something to do with real estate property deals and stuff like that, Monday and Tuesday. Then on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Mars will become visible in this real estate, home, property, domestic, private life. Now, Mars is rising here, so this is going to be a big hot place in your sky for the next 2 years. But in this week ahead, he is going to talk to Uranus in your chunky money house. Now, don't forget, mortgages, banks, loans, investments can pop in a surprising way. Did you buy some weird altcoin years ago and all of a sudden it's racing to the high hill? That could happen. Also, you could have unexpected developments positively around a chance to sell a property or move from a property. okay, that's coming up, or even an opportunity to make a big change in something going on in and from your home. Mars here can cut and sever relationships with people you live with. And if somebody leaves your home, it can be unexpectedly happening, like a breakthrough, and you're so glad they're kicking out of the house and you can be free of them. And it may be also improving your mental, emotional, and financial well-being that they're now no longer in your space. Everything that's happening here, in your fourth house, Venus is watchful of it and bringing more positivity than negativity so that it all works out in the end. And also with this Mars energy rising and trining, Uranus, you may find this, whatever's going on in and from your home around Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, it's going to increase your earnings as well. It's going to somehow flow back to this earnings house in a very positive way. So, if you rented your most amazing property where you have the best office studio, or if you buy a house or sell a house and you find something about it, it's going to increase your finances. That's for sure. And I would encourage you, well, Venus is still here and Mercury's still here, right, until Sunday, that this is an ideal time for listing a property, marketing or selling a property. You're baking in a lot of success here, okay? Or signing a contract to sell a property, that kind of thing, or buy a property. And Mercury will sextile Neptune here. This is good for home and health and work stories going on and pet stories going on for you on, Thursday into Friday, Saturday, maybe. You might be able to get a new pet that you really love. Saturn here often looks like you're going to get a rescue animal. Somebody is an older dog or cat or older guinea pig. Okay. But there's animal pet opportunities for some Libras, maybe rescue animals or something, Thursday, Friday. Also signing leases can happen here. Mercury sextile Neptune in the house of rentals, the dream property lease, the dream property rental, whether you're the tenant or the landlord, or very positive developments in the workspace that really help you realize some longer goals that also fortify your success in and from things you're doing in your home. And again, that will be Thursday and Friday. Stay tuned for a big video about this Pluto-Mars conjunction here in my Mercury video coming up this week that's going to happen in your fifth house. Game changer for entrepreneurial endeavored Libras. Hang on, I gotta take a sip of water. Slop. Okay. Guys. Scorpio, sun, moon, and rising sign. Your astro weather girl is here today, is what I feel like sometimes. And Mercury trine Uranus is Monday, Tuesday. But I want to point you in the attention to the third house of younger siblings, especially one under you, your neighborhood and neighbors, childhood friends, third house people, your daily fishbowl in which you swim. Thank you, Adam Ellen Bus. Things that have to do with your everyday world in the neighborhood, but also your online world. In our modern world, this used to be magazines and periodicals. Now it's websites and social media platforms. This is very active for you during this week. Okay. Now, the first thing that happens is Mercury will flow to Uranus and he will say, surprise, news from your spouse, from your business partner, from a client or audience member, seventh house people, toward things you're doing in your third house. This is really good if you're doing anything in the online world in which you're producing content that goes into the public eye. This can be a breakthrough, a bit of a like, oh, what a surprise that went viral, or what a surprise that really hit the mark with my audience, clients, and marketplace, or a surprise travel opportunity out of the blue to go away on a shorter distance trip with your significant other. Then Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, Mars is visible. He trines Uranus from the same house I just delineated. Whoa, what a nice flow. Another surprise breakthrough. Seize the day, freedom, liberation. Mars loves to travel in the third house. Cars, trains, and automobiles. Looks like this whole week is involving a travel opportunity. And some of you may also see an educational opportunity that delights you emerge in this week ahead to take a course you've always wanted to take or something like that. But also if you're in the online world and you put stuff into the social media or public sphere, Mars is like giving that original good news of Monday, Tuesday with Mercury an extra oomph, which is going to make you take decisions and take action on this energy of a positive breakthrough in that part of your world. With neighbors, you could have a breakthrough if there's been challenges with a neighbor relationship, and you may have an opportunity to move to a new neighborhood all of a sudden approaching, especially if you're floating ICs in the third house, and you'll love the beautiful nature of a new opportunity regarding new opportunity and neighborhood for some of you. Anything else I'd say about it? Well, I would mention that Mars is the ruler of you as it is for Aries. It's a very important rising in your third house. If any of you want to know how this third house story may play out over the next 2 years, you Scorpio risings especially, please listen to my Mars rising video. I'll try to maybe put the link in the description box, but hello, you can find that content just by looking at my main page of my channel. Then as we move into the end of the week, Mercury, also in this very busy third house fishbowl, is talking in a flow to Neptune. Dreamy conversations with a child, with your significant other, dreamy leisure getaway trip, maybe involving water and shorelines and watery places. Maybe an opportunity for a creative project to sign a deal or a negotiation regarding a creative project in music, filmmaking, things to do with photography, Hollywood, all of that. Certainly good for that kind of thing for many of you Scorpios, or book publishing as well. Breakthrough energy coming all this week, but Thursday through Friday in particular. Sagittarius, sun, moon, and rising sign. The sky opens up this week with a lot of activity all week long, generated from your second house of financial earnings, your possessions, what you wish to sell, what you wish to possess or buy, maybe things to do with your food style as well. What do you eat or ingest, and what kind of things do you want to do to improve your facial appearance? So basically, the first thing I'd say is that the beginning of the week is that Mercury in Capricorn flows to Uranus in your sixth house. This is a work opportunity. You could get a new job opportunity. You could get a raise or a promotion or new deals to negotiate something. There's something good going on in the work space for you and job space, colleague and coworker space. If you are trying to change your diet, you have a sudden breakthrough, you all of a sudden are able to understand the way to go, you have a new idea, and you can change your dietary style, particularly addictions for you with Mars there and rules your 12th house. Indeed, it is Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday that Mars in his rise visible flows to Uranus in the house of sickness, and this can be a huge breakthrough in self-sabotaging addictions and patterns regarding things you ingest that compromise your physical health. So a lot of you can literally skip the rehab, just go straight to, liberation, breaking free, breaking through. Now, if you need to go to AA or rehab, go to rehab. This could also look like a go to rehab breakthrough, but some of you could be really cleaning up your act here Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Unexpected developments regarding pets is available all week long because of Uranus piece in the house of pets with Mercury and Mars. Unexpected but positive developments regarding pets, also involving rental situations. A chance to lease a home or lease out a home out of the blue, coming to you in a positive and exciting way that increases your financial income in a nice, sweet spot. On Thursday and Friday, Mercury will sextile Neptune. Mercury, yes, still here in your second house of earnings, negotiating deals, marketing and selling, talking to Neptune in the fourth house of home, land and property, real estate, etc. Well, again, a lot of this looks like you could be focused on developments to do with your home life, whether it's a rental or a property you own, and some positive financial changes this week. This sweet spot here, it's going to be very down to earth and realistic Thursday and Friday. Mercury can negotiate a serious deal that's refined, has breakthrough energy regarding something you're doing in and from your home, or something to do with the home itself. With Saturn in a sextile to Jupiter, that looks really good as well for buying a new pet or making a situation happen in a positive way with an opportunity to rent a property or to lease out a property, for example. All right, Capricorn, this is a big deal for you. Mars is rising, last seen in 77, right? Has risen in January 27th in the house of your identity and your body and yourself. You must listen to the Mars rising video that I put out already. I think I've pinned it to my channel. I'll put it in the description box. Do not miss that. Now, the key here with this Capricorn story for you. The whole energy of this week is all about you. You are going to have these three planets, Venus, Mars, and Mercury, activating other stories from the house of you. You are handsome, beautiful, and persuasive and charming. You are aggressive, decisive, and action-oriented. You are communicating, negotiating, speaking, and ideating. You have all these qualities embedded in you in this week ahead. And it's going to be on Monday and Tuesday that Mercury will break free into a conversation with Uranus. And this could be an unexpected bit of news or developments in your romantic life, this positive, in your financial luck, like winning money, like things to do with your children. Surprise, surprise. Also, potentially news or information about children and grandchildren coming through in the sky for you Monday, Tuesday. Then on Tuesday, Wednesday, visible Mars does a lovely trine to Uranus. Again, what decisions and actions are you taking that break through as some kind of unexpected luck? Jupiter, Uranus in the house of good fortune. It can be an unexpected entrepreneurial development, like a job opportunity that comes from abroad. Jupiter rules your house of foreign places. It could be an unexpected positive opportunity to take a leisure trip with a significant love relationship person. But you've got the Martian energy. You're the one making executive decisions and taking command of the story. But there still are surprises when you see Uranus involved. If you wanted to think of it as a seize the day energy, how are you going to seize the day in a creative, entrepreneurial, romantic, or child situation in a very positive and liberating way? Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. On Thursday and Friday, you're going to, oh, by the way, if you're an egg bearer, so you are a woman with eggs in your ovaries, you can have a baby under this influence, right? Venus, a fertility goddess in the house of you. Jupiter, a fertility god in the house of babies and fertility and unexpected surprises. Of course, you have all of the Mercury knowledge and understanding and Mars action and decisions to take if you as a female become an egg bearer, as they say, you know what I mean? Like you're biologically able to have a child, may have a child, coming to you. I guess I could say for men, if you're with a significant relationship, it could be your partner who's the egg bearer and you're still having this fertility story happening. So keep that in mind. Then on Thursday and Friday, Mercury will sextile Neptune. And Mercury in a relationship to Neptune is very dreamy. It's very evocative. It's good for like downloading ideas and stuff, having spiritual insights and awakenings. But this is also just Neptune in a house that has to do with short trips and travel, or Neptune in a house with skill space or earnings, education, or Neptune in a house with your neighbors and neighborhood, or younger sibling. So I wonder, Mercury could be a dreamy communication from a younger sibling, an opportunity for a leisure trip involving water with your significant other, especially a love romance getaway trip can be happening here. And you may also have some developments in news and information to do with your online world, especially if you're doing anything with social media, videography style platforms. And if you're a writer, Neptune here is a storyteller, and maybe you'll have a breakthrough in your writing, a new idea for a writing project, something like that, Thursday and Friday. And Mercury does rule the house of book publishing. So any breakthroughs you have do with storytelling and writing and ideas at Thursday and Friday, it can reverb later on up to your publications house. Hey, Aquarius, sun, moon, and rising. I am one of you. I am an Aquarius rising. This is a sky that all week long constellates all the energy in our 12th house. Now, this is a really interesting place because it's very subtle often. It can be like your inner life, right? Your dreams at night, maybe, or your meditations. It can also look like, things that you're doing out of the view of the world, your backroom work hobbies or something. It's also revenue you can generate because you have borderless income. That's easy to do in our modern world with payment processors, that kind of thing. And also the opportunities to travel to foreign places and far off shores, as well as commercial endeavors from foreign places and foreign shores, are all about 12th house matters. So this 12th house is active this week ahead. Now, it's also spiritual liberation and also getting rid of addictions and self-undoing and self-sabotage. Having all this weight here is really good for starting your life over and resetting yourself away from, let's say, smoking or drinking too much or something like that. It's a good reset energy. It's a natural rehab for us, okay? So funny enough, I'm not on wine right now, so I'm really liking what I'm doing this week ahead because I'll be easily no longer drinking wine on the daily dinner cycle. I would say that on Monday and Tuesday, Mercury trines Uranus, and this is a flow between home and property and private domestic life and things that can break through or change or reorient you towards your sabotaging patterns. But because commercial success is Mercury's wheelhouse, marketing, selling, commerce from the house of borderless income, there's a sudden opportunity or sudden surprising positive breakthrough in financial developments connected to far off shores and lands or people in far off places and home, property, land, and real estate. Then on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, that visible Mars also rises into and flows into that trine to Uranus as well. Now you're making decisions and taking action regarding whatever Mercury brought up Monday and Tuesday. This opportunity may be about a travel opportunity away from your home, but it's quite exciting and feels like liberation, especially to foreign countries. This also can be a breakthrough in your long-range finances from things to do with foreign countries if you're doing it in and from your home. Especially now, Mercury rules the 8th house of mortgages and banking and finance, and you may have and taxes, unexpected positive development regarding banking, taxes, finances, and refinances, mortgages, and homes as well. Coming through your sky Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Don't forget, it's a visible and very powerful Mars, catering to Saturn, who wants to stabilize in your 2nd house right now, your longer range savings and money stories. So it can influence all of those things. As the week progresses, Mercury will sextile Thursday, Friday, Neptune. Neptune is in the house of addiction, foods you eat. Neptune rules addictions. Neptune sextiles, good ideas, good news, good conversations, good breakthroughs from dreams maybe at night to do with self-sabotaging food and addiction styles. But Neptune's in an earnings house, and this is earnings you make through photography, filmmaking, videography, as including social media platforms that do that, or photography maybe, or storytelling. And Mercury is a commerce god in a house of for long distance revenue. Yay, you. You could also have a financial breakthrough with somebody who, unfortunately, is not well in a hospital setting. Likely, it could be male or female. Both Mars and Venus are here, and they're going to somehow give you a financial bonus point on Thursday and Friday. That is less likely, the least likely of all of these, but Mercury does rule your house of inheritances, and he's conjunct Mars, the god of cutting, ending, and severing, in the house of hospitals. This flows to the house of your mother and father or the family of origin. So again, I'm not wishing you a financial opportunity through an inheritance, but it could definitely happen. For sure. Okay. Inheritance or some kind of chunk of money coming out of this, or being made aware that you could have this opportunity come to you Thursday and Friday. And first and best and always the best, the poets and the mystics of the Zodiac, Pisces, Sun, Moon, and rising sign. In the sky this week, the constellation of energy is focused on your 11th house of good spirit. This is where karmic rewards and dividends come home. Your fairy godfather and mother live here. Your genie in a bottle would love to serve you. However, you need to actually get the karmic rewards going because you've paid off your karmic debts. So keep that in mind. Now, the 11th house has a quality of larger groups of belonging and friends who are benefactors and allies. This will include elder siblings, as well as people who treat you as if you're the youngest sibling or younger, and they want to help you. So benefactors, patrons, and allies, people who would like to support you. This 11th house is also the gains from the 10th. So, greater financial gains, rewards, awards, things that you're trying to get success from in your career. All that said, that's the more active part of your sky this week. You do your long range planning in the 11th house as well as you try to structure your goals for the long game. Mercury will trine Uranus, bringing an unexpected pop and surprise Monday and Tuesday as it pertains to your neighbor's neighborhood, other younger siblings, and things to do with maybe extended family, cousins, also with your online world and local neighborhood. Oh, no, these are all exciting developments for you. You may have an unexpected opportunity involving siblings, involving trips and travel and siblings, involving prosperity and abundance connected to social media, online world stuff, or an unexpected opportunity to take a course or skills-based educational endeavor coming through Monday and Tuesday, or news from an elder sibling that's extremely exciting and you're really feeling good about it. Then on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Mars is visible in the sky as he trines your favorite guy here, a lot of the unexpected breakthroughs, Uranus. Uranus says we're going to have a breakthrough Mercury, Mars up here are like, okay, and it's bringing us some great gains from our career, some unexpected karmic rewards. It's bringing us favors from people in high places, all of that kind of thing. You might find this 11th house is going to open up some influence. You might be able to be involved in larger groups of belonging and have greater influence over them coming up on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Mars is rising in the house of good spirit for Pisces people. So this is a really important story that you need to pay attention to over the next couple of years. Information and news coming through a friend this week, especially female perhaps, or an elder sibling, could really benefit you to feel like you're having a breakthrough and you're charging forward with great freedom and exhilaration. And then on the week ending here, like Thursday, Friday, maybe a bit into Saturday, you have this Mercury sextile Neptune story. Now, don't forget, I will be covering the Pluto conjunction on Sunday, but that's a whole other video on the Mercury in Capricorn. So you must definitely wait for that one to come out because it's going to be much deeper dive focused on it. But I want to say that before that Sunday conjunction of those two planets here in your 12th house of foreign shores and far off places, amongst other things. This Thursday and Friday, maybe a bit into Saturday, Mercury is in a flow to Neptune in your house. You are Neptune right now since 2011. Dreamy, spacious, inertia, foggy, confused, addicted, insane, spiritual, transcendent you. You are going through a flow, especially if your Pisces sun, moon, or rising is, let's say, 22 to 28 degrees of Pisces. This is that Mercury sextile coming through on Thursday and Friday. And it looks very interesting to me, like possibly you may be having some kind of spiritual insight of some sort. Mercury is like things that come to your mind, ideas, visions, maybe even with Neptune. But it's also news. So there can be some very exciting news that aligns with your Neptunian dreams and goals and visions and imaginations for your life, now soberly watched over by Saturn in the house of you to make it realistic and down to earth. And this news that really delights the story on Thursday and Friday may come from an elder sibling or someone who treats you as if they are your elder sibling. And ultimately, Mercury rules the house of legal contracts and marriage partners, so it can benefit you in marriage partnerships, legal contracts as well. And also things to do with property, home, and real estate, because he also rules your 4th house. But it's coming through another person, this call, this phone call, this text message that is going to be super sweet and super soft and super dreamy. And it's going to appeal to you. And because Saturn's keeping you from your rose-colored glasses and giving you clear sight, I would trust this communication Thursday, Friday, or Saturday around that time to be what you see is indeed what you get. Okay. I hope that was helpful for you, Pisces, sun, moon, and rising sign. If you're new to my channel, hit the like button. If you're one of my regulars, don't forget to subscribe. And I will see you in the next video. I'm recording this on January the 28th. This goes out on the 29th. My next video probably will come out Thursday or Friday. It's probably the Mercury moving through Capricorn. And on the weekend, I'll be doing a video coming out on the moon that's coming up. We have a lunation coming, an Aquarius new moon with Pluto co-present, the first one in 250 years. You don't want to miss that one. That's a humdinger. We have a lot of intensity around that Pluto combination with a new moon in Aquarius around February the 9th. So that's my recording order this week I had. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and help my channel grow so that now that I'm at 50,000 subscribers, I can peel off towards 100,000 by the end of this year. Thanks, everybody. Take care.